Mahalo, ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Con over, coming to you with another episode of Company of Heroes 2 Fight Night. This was actually a game sent in to me by Reddit user Colossus, so I cannot honestly tell you which guy he is, but this is the Road to Kharkov map, and over here, obviously in the east, we have the OKW forces of DirtMcGirt, and over here in the west, the USF forces of Couscous. So first though, a word of thanks to Colossus for sending in his game. I honestly would love to see more from the community itself. I know there's a lot of high-level play out there, but not all of us are top-tier players. So, if I can help you guys get better, I'm more than happy to do so. And if I can kind of share your experience with everyone else, so we can kind of all laugh and cry and, cheer together, I'm more than happy to do that too. So, if you have stuff you want to send me, let me know. Either send it to an email address I can provide to you if you just kind of let me know in the comments below, or we can use Reddit, or pretty much anything you want to. But let's get back to the game then, shall we? Early Kubelwagen, very, very basic start coming up from DirtMcGirt. Couscous at the same time, kind of doing the same thing. So while guys are capping up the map, let's take a quick look at our commanders, shall we? OKW is bringing into the fight Scavenge Doctrine with that Flak Panzer. He's bringing in also the Fortifications for the Pack 43 and the Breakthrough Doctrine with that Jagdtiger. Couscous, in the meantime, is bringing in Rifle Company, as well as the Heavy Cav Company, as well as the Airborne Company. So sticking a little more kind of, not vanilla necessarily, but going a little more basic. Already we do see that DirtMcGirt is trying to dive in and maybe just try to cut off some of this fuel income. Instead though, he runs right smack dab into a squad of riflemen and just dives behind these little carts, while the rear echelons just continue to kind of cap things up a little bit. Strong Pyos though are not deterred. They kind of charge in. Doesn't matter for them if they're actually going to take fire or not. But it does matter for this Kubelwagen, because that thing does not have a ton of armor. It's just two Joes and a Jeep. Well, basically Jeep. A VW, really. Anyway, though, going down to the southern part of the map, we do see that these riflemen are kind of sliding down, having a weird kind of break between the squad. Two guys capping, three guys covering. But disturbingly a little bit, Dirt is going for a very interesting cap. He's kind of cutting everything off. So although the U.S. has its fuel right now, he's not getting any benefit from it. In the meantime, Dirt is actually kind of starting to pick up his own fuel. You do see the riflemen are kind of diving down to maybe give a little bit of an issue to those Volksgrenadiers. Or maybe he's just going to try to, do a little bit of frustration capping himself. Either way, I'm surprised already. We have a lot of a quick action coming out of this game. The Kubelwagen, in the meantime, is just putting a lot of fire on these riflemen. And honestly, if he's able to pick off another model or two, that might be more than enough to justify the delay. And he actually picks off the guy who's actually capping the point. So instead we have two riflemen left, neither one of whom is in the point. And we just do see that Couscous is falling back in minor disarray. Now, DirtMcGirt, let's take a quick look over here. So Couscous is not teching up just yet. DirtMcGirt at the same time, he is still kind of chilling at the same time too. Volksgrenadiers do kind of retreat. And would not be surprised to see an SWS coming out soon, perhaps from Dirt. But he is looking like he's finally trying to get that fuel point back. So while the rear echelons do charge him, might drop a model or two because of that negative cover. The Kubelwagen is eventually forced away. We do see that SWS does come out, along with a third squad of Volksgrenadiers. So Dirt is definitely taking a very, very good initial position on this map. 547, he has frustrated this fuel point for a long time while kind of controlling his own. I was a little bit surprised that he was kind of not really necessarily checking things out, kind of doing a little bit of a harassment before he picks up his own resources, which is a nice modification, honestly, of what you usually tend to see, which is a 50-50 cap. That is not to say that he's made it out without any kind of losses. You do see his army's a little bit smaller. We see a very, very quick battle group headquarters going up in base. And we're even starting to see the riflemen themselves being a little bit kind of, what's the term I'm looking for? Jerky, perhaps? And taking away those munitions points. But doesn't seem to be enough. The Volksgrenadiers, in the meantime, are just kind of saying, come at me, bro. I'm okay with that. And although they are forced back into this garrison, and actually are getting flanked by a couple more squads here, actually, let me revise what I was about to say. It might be time for them to back it off. Short of a brilliant flank over here from these guys, and they're unfortunately not really lighting up as quickly as they should be. They do pick up a couple of models, though, do make those guys regret standing where they are, and actually right now we do see that these riflemen are getting flanked quite heavily. These Volks right here, as well as this Kubelwagen, might be enough to kind of take one of these guys out, but instead it's DirtMcGirt that loses a squad. Maybe not the best choice he could have done there. Probably should have backed those guys off and moved this other squad of Volks up instead. But them's the breaks right now. Now, we do have to check to see. There is actually a lieutenant tech coming out for Couscous. And with a 2-to-1 cap right now, we are going to see a VP drain from the Germans. And what might be happening might be a good idea right now is that Dirt should be moving up aggressively to kind of incendiary grenade these garrisons. Just a word of the wise, honestly, removing troops from garrisons, getting them out of cover is a big, big thing about this game. And we are going to see this move forward now. We are going to see that belated grenade coming in. The question is how much damage is going to be taken by Couscous's forces. He reacts very quickly, though. Backs away. And we do see a very, very much honestly, you know, not the most top-tier play, but at the same time, nowhere near any kind of inconsiderable ideas. Dirt continues to kind of go for the frustration cap, taking out that strategic point again to kind of cut that fuel down by quite a bit. And it's not going to be too soon, though, because the lieutenant coming in is definitely going to be quite an issue with that BAR. Now, Dirt is bringing on an AA half-track, and we're also seeing actually these rear echelons being very front echelon and are going after this strategic point themselves. Unfortunately, with the way that the positioning is of own sectors, rear echelons, the capture's not going to do a whole lot, and they kind of lose models needlessly. What is good, however, is that we do see a lot of these Volksgrenadiers just keep getting pushed back, as well as the Sturmpajos, by this rifle blob that kind of running forwards. And yes, Dirt needs to kind of maybe get a couple more troops on the way before he goes as deep in as he is. But that AA half-track is coming in right now, so I kind of want to see the effect of that. It's not something I tend to see too often, but with honestly just a straight rifleman and now his own AA half-track, we could have quite a test of wills in the immediate future. Now, Dirt is playing well, but maybe he might need to kind of expand his forces a little bit more. We're going to see, honestly, having a AT piece by about the 7 or 8 minute mark might be a good idea, especially if you know that fuel has been coming in for your opponent. But we also, wow, we're going to see this massive, massive push to take out this garrison right here. And although he doesn't drop any models, Dirt is forced away. And this half-track is kind of farting around a little bit, but he's going to get himself set up sooner or later. Just maybe. Maybe. My friend, please. Deploy. It's perfect. You have all these guys in a completely and totally enfilade. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. So Dirt missing out on an excellent opportunity there, just kind of flying around in circles a little bit. Not entirely sure why. These guys are, you know, in love with doing donuts. Unfortunately, my friend, donuts are not good for you. What is good for you? A nice hot heaping bit of lead. Immediately chasing off. Wow, savaging that lieutenant. You know, the Kuba wagon does get taken out by the rifleman squad, which is, you know, unfortunate, but hey, it could be a heck of a lot worse. This AA half-track needs to be a little more mobile to kind of increase its value on the field. But I can't fault Couscous's play right now. He does have a dominant position on the map. Trip capped out. He does have his fuel, so fuel pretty much even across both guys right now. In fact, resources in general are pretty much even. Unfortunately for these Volks, they are not quite ready to fight off this AA half-track. And it's an idea for Couscous, with the AA half-track being as singularly positioned as it is, it might be a better idea to actually just always drive the thing around in reverse. For one, it actually does allow much quicker deployment of the weapons, and for two, well, it'll just be better for you overall. If you ever have to run away, yes, there's rear armor towards the enemy, but you can move quicker if you have the back end already towards a retreating point. Now, what we might see is these Volksgrenadiers hop into this building. No, instead we're going to see them focus instead on this rifleman squad. Unfortunately, just missing the opportunity there. And this AA half-track is instead just kind of the German AA half-track, and it's really confusing right now. But Dirt's half-track is just sort of waltzing around a little bit, kind of an interesting position, you know, taking himself in. We're going to see another SWS coming out, and not a bit too soon, but it might be better for him to be a little more active on the map on the western side over here. We are going to see a massive cap coming out from Couscous, taking 3 different sectors at once. So unfortunately on that one, we are going to see a severe impact to, where are those Shreks coming from? Where are they going to? Oh, okay. But we actually see a severe resource hit to Dirt's level. And I'm willing to know, honestly, I'm always skeptical of the half-tracks coming up because I feel like the half-tracks are really underpowered for what they should be. But I have to commend, actually, both players' usage so far. Maybe the position could have been a little bit better on some. We're actually going to see right now that this AA half-track for the Americans is going to get chased off rather quickly. It is going to be able to abuse this Volksgrenadier squad right here. And like I said now, keeping those the AA half-track with its weapon face in the proper direction, let's say. We are, however, going to see these weapons finally chased away, and going right back through. Oof, right back through that half-track's fire, and had that been just a little bit closer, you probably was going to be able to pick up a squad. Either way, really, the force preservation for both sides has been pretty good. I think with the exception of that Kubelwagen, things have really been equal. Couscous, in the meantime, though, has gone for heavy cavalry, which means he's going to be waiting for that Pershing tank coming along later, and his riflemen can now make all those sandbags and mines and barbed wire, and definitely going to be kind of a hassle for DirtMcGirt to kind of deal with. Now, what is worth noting, though, is that this half-track is setting up and might be able to really chase away this LT. And if that is the case, that could be an excellent win. But honestly, even taking on this garrison right here is just as good. But with the 6-pounder, not 6-pounder, 57mm coming out, the days for this anti-air half-track, it's a couple centimeter gun, are a little bit limited. And something I might have suggested differently is that although the captain is now on the field, it might be better if you don't put 2 squads in there, because 2 squads means more bodies at the windows, which means more potential losses. That's not always a great thing. Oh no. And the Schwerpanzer headquarters is going up right in the face of this AA half-track. But he manages to get it up just in time. You know, it's going to be deployed just enough time, and it might even be worth losing out on this half-track, the German air half-track, that couple centimeter gun here. And it continues for some reason just to continue to kind of waltz in different circles here. But I was going to say it might have been even worthwhile to sacrifice the German half-track so that we can get the SWS up. Not the SWS, the SWS, but the Schwerpanzer headquarters coming up. Interestingly enough, we did see a trip cap coming up from the Germans, and you see the map go back to pretty much a 50-50 split. And in fact, we are going to see a decap has happened on the American fuel point. It's only getting capped up right back up now, which is going to give Dirt a little bit of time to kind of get back into the game. So you can remember he was down quite a bit, and his forces are still somewhat depleted. He's got about half of what Couscous has right now. And Couscous, I will admit, I have seen a couple games from him before. Definitely a decent player. And his micro is really actually quite excellent. I continue to be confused somewhat on both players' decisions to go with that half-track. But it is definitely good to kind of do that early suppression, I suppose. Ooh, that's not what you want to see, though, against the varying forces. I will say, unfortunately, one thing I would probably suggest that Dirt does a little more aggressively in the future is, 1, be very aware of when your troops are being lit up, and 2, is he's in range over here? Yes, he is. Is he going to be back away in time? Is he going to back away in time? No, he's not, unfortunately, and there goes the AA half-track. So right now, DirtMcGirt is under a lot of pressure. He's losing the map right now, and with only 3 squads to his name and a group of obers coming out, it does not look good. Couscous looks like he has very much a stranglehold on this map. Or the Schwerpanzer headquarters coming out. We're going to see this captain chased away rather quickly. Pinned already. The yeah, I was going to say these rear echelons with the bazookas might be a better idea to move right now. So we're going to see not so much a mass retreat, but a very, very aggressive move just go completely foul. It is worth noting, however, though, that all the American stuff is right in this area, and with the lack of real consistent AT on the part of our German player, I see right here as well, he's got that, you know, acceleration, machine gun, all that kind of good stuff like that. What does the veteran see for this? Oh, it's navigate and more penetration. Geez, that's actually surprisingly good. We are going to see this 57mm though sieging down on this Schwerpanzer headquarters, and with the German troops, what they are right now, they do not have a whole lot of opportunity to kind of return fire. Give me 1 second, folks, to kind of put myself offline. Alright, folks, and we're back. We are actually going to see DirtMcGirt has actually gone for that Scavenge Doctrine, which means he's bringing on my favorite, like, medium tank ever. We have the Flak Panther coming in, and with all that infantry on the field, it actually might be a juicy idea. Charging right up the middle of this road, which is not the best idea. Maybe going to kind of flank it around to the right-hand side? Yes, he is. But with the 57mm positioned the way it is right now, and I do not know, these guys do have the anti-tank grenades, but it may not matter. Surprisingly enough, we are going to see this very, very deep cap by, oh my gosh, by these Panzer Fusiliers up here. Oh no, Jaeger Lights, excuse me, I apologize for that one. But Jaeger Lights moving up, but here comes the Flak Panther making itself known. And surprisingly not doing a ton of damage just yet, just kind of hammering shots into the hillside. And for some reason, these guys are very bravely charging forward. You're going to see just models drop like crazy. Here comes an anti-tank grenade, I'm sure. There it is. Not a whole lot of damage, though. And that's something that's actually going to get removed as we're moving forward a little bit. Although the anti-tank everything has been getting a lot of attention recently. I think if I remember correctly, there is now a RNG, much more favorable RNG for the tank under fire against getting criticals. We are going to see these Obras that have been brought in retreat back rather quickly. I don't even know where they were. They went down here and got shredded by everyone in this area. We're also going to see this house over here almost go down. Instead, we're going to see the last guy retreat as the interior decorator from Hell decides to redesign this house. Now, what is happening, though, with this Flak Panther? Ooh, good lord, things got just down to main gun's been destroyed. Again, DirtMcGirt is taking a lot of negative attention here. His press has just not been so great. We're going to see a continual barrage against the Shredder Panther headquarters, which is just unfortunate for him. But we are going to see, again, another Jaeger Light Infantry group over here. Oh, laying down some smackdown on... Ooh, never mind. I was going to say on this pack howitzer. But with these BARs coming in as well as a, pineapples, this these Jaeger Lights are not long for this world. So something just to kind of keep an eye on there, Dirt. You got to... Micro, I realized the micro has been rather intense. You want to have like a fire and forget kind of thing, a little bit more focused right now on keeping that Flak Panther alive, which is definitely an understandable goal. But once you see those weapon racks coming out from the American player, yeah, you gotta keep aware of that stuff, making sure that you don't sacrifice too much in the meantime. We are going to see as well that battalion's been called up for Couscous, which means that Major is now on the field, which is kind of interesting if he actually decides to put a retreat point right up here, and that's actually what it looks like he's going to do. He's going to skip the ambo up, and then probably drop a... Oh no. A 105 shot. Is the scavenger already? Yeah, not quite. Doesn't do... Oh my gosh, just barely misses the captain. Could have been devastating. Probably been better to work with the conjunction of an entire battle group of some sort, but unfortunately it's not the case. And we're going to see a Shrek blob move up over here on this AA half-track and just watch these guys go. For some reason they decide to go for the anti-tank gun. Understandable under the circumstances, I suppose. And actually, you know what? I might have to eat my words again. My first choice would have been going after the vehicle itself, which apparently is now what he's going to do with this Flak Panther. He's just kind of striding forward to kind of cut things off. Unfortunately for him, that doesn't mean that the rest of his infantry can be left alone. These BARs are still going to chew through this Axis infantry with very, very little difficulty. There's another squad of Jaeger Lights coming up here. So here comes an ambo is going to die. Oh gosh, and that's just a fuel investment you don't want to see. And now this squad of riflemen is probably not going to do too well either. He's going to anti-tank grenade. And he's just going to run him over instead. It's like, okay, bro, you dare have the temerity to fire upon me? Well, you will pay. And so he's just going to die, unfortunately. And now a BAR has been dropped. So, if Dirt is on top of that, he's got an opportunity to really, really make him pay. No, don't chase after them. That's a bad idea. Just grab the BAR and run, my friend. So with the loss of that ambo, Couscous is not in a completely incredibly bad position, but at the same time, he's got to invest back in a lot of materials that otherwise he really shouldn't really want to have to worry about. Unit sniped, my gosh, the Jaeger Lights still have that ability, don't they? So I recall that they do. I might be wrong on that one. And these poor Jaeger lights are running right back through the storm of fire. It's like into the hell they rode. The Noble 4. But yes, 374 to 334. Taking a look at the map right now, we do see almost a 50-50 split. Not quite. And although we do see a very, very, pushed up Flak Panther originally, he's got 8 kills right now. He keeps dropping those Jaeger lights everywhere. Not probably the first thing I would have gone for, but a very, very interesting adaptation. I probably would have waited out actually for another Flak Panther, because considering the amount of anti-tank on the field, even a couple of lighter tanks would be more than enough to fight these guys off. That said, though, let's take a look at Couscous. Couscous definitely still does have that battalion command post, which means he can bring in both the howitzer as well as the Sherman tank. And a Sherman tank right now, with the kind of support they should have, should be more than enough to clean up a lot of this Axis infantry. And we are going to see that the Americans will continue to control the center of the map, as well as the Jaeger Lights picking up this eastern VP. So the drain's going to go back onto Couscous until these Americans kind of slide over. And we have a very, very unique Major setup. Major himself has just got a bazooka. Oi. And now we're actually see this barrage from this pack howitzers to start hurting these poor Pios. And here comes another round of the Flak Panther attack. He's just shredding trees. He's kind of doing the whole shrubbery thing. And it might be better right now to have these riflemen fall back until you get your bazookas online. Because right now we're just going to see losses like crazy. Might be another good opportunity, though, for DirtMcGirt. Another great opportunity. Don't zero in too much. Don't zero in too much on the pack howitzer. Yes, it is definitely hurting you, but it's not enough to force that. And we are now going to see that this Flak Panther, this brave Flak Panther, is going down. But another one comes in almost immediately. And Couscous, for the first time in this game, looks like he's got very much on the back heel. If he drops this Major, that would be kind of devastating. Not only because of the loss of the Major, we actually see another squad drop, but rather because that would be an investment of munitions that he can't really spare right now. But here comes that second Flak Panther charging forwards almost fearlessly. Probably trying to look for that anti-tank gun. Excuse me, everyone. Or maybe instead he's just looking for that half-track. That at long last, his best friend who got away. This thing's actually been around for quite a long time. I'm rather impressed by that one. And the Rangers do come on the field, but those cute Thompsons are not going to be enough to fight him off. But what is going to be enough to fight him off is this 57mm. So I'm praying that Dirt does get out in time. We're going to take at least one more shot, and the rear shot on the rear armor too. So, oh no, he does make it out. Whew. I was right there with you there. 365 to 288. Trip cap under the effect for DirtMcGirt. He does have Couscous pressed back across the field. He might consider picking up this strategic point right here. But this mass of infantry coming forwards, it might be a little difficult to deal with just one squad of Jaeger Lights. Taking a look real quick at the veterancy game, we do see that Couscous has been dominating that. Tons and tons of veterancy across his forces. DirtMcGirt's got a fair amount on a couple of squads, but he still has a lot of room to grow. Professionally, ethically, a lot of opportunity to grow. And interestingly, we are going to see these pickups on this scavenge, which, by the way, might be a better opportunity next time to scavenge from the opposite side of things. That grenade right there is an excellent idea. Unfortunately for our noble friend, the OKW player, whenever you are scavenging, I'm pretty sure there's a debuff that goes on some sort to your kind of combat ability. Also might be a bad idea for these guys. Massive blob is kind of asking for some massive suppressive covering in just a moment. And it also allows that howitzer to kind of come in. So in the meantime, we might see this pickup on this pack howitzer. I was kind of very surprised that these very, very aggressive moves are working for DirtMcGirt. Another Flak Panther does come on the way too, so we're going to see probably a charge of a light brigade kind of thing moving up here. And I'm kind of surprised that Couscous has not invested in that, not pack howitzer, what's the term I'm looking for here? Has not invested in a Sherman, but I guess with the Pershing so close, another two or three minutes, if he doesn't lose the game in the next couple of minutes, which can happen if he drops a couple of his officers and all those juicy upgrades, then he'll be in excellent position. More scavenger already kind of coming in, doing really no more than just kind of laying waste to garrisons and really restricting the opportunity for his Jaeger list to come out. Right now, we only have a few buildings left over here in the north, and even then, it's probably not the best opportunity for them to do so. But until that Pershing does come out, first of all, I'm a little concerned that he's leaving this Flak Panzer out here. Damaged engine, and there he goes. He does finally pick up that Flak half-track. And yes, we do see the Flak Panzer move away, and we see, again, the map kind of return a little bit to a bit of a homeostatic area here. 50-50, look at the map right now, we do see a lot of Germans back in the base. A lot of Americans back in the base, too, to be perfectly frank. Yeah, and I'm just kind of flabbergasted, I have to admit, just looking at the difference in munitions control, as well as really kind of unique position that's been taken place by some of these Jaeger deployments. I admit I would like to see some much better usage of DirtMcGirt onto some of these vehicle usages. The micro, honestly, for his Flak Panzers have been a little bit substandard. He should have at least 2 or 3 of them with, I would say, multiple stars of veterancy. We see another frustration cap coming out over here, though. Kind of running back in over here. Oh, no, he's trying to pick on that anti-tank gun. Might be better for him to kind of charge forward and kind of either booby trap something or anything, really. But taking out this crew right here is not going to do much besides a momentary inconvenience. And with these lieutenant kind of firing up and just charging forward, these Jaeger lights are going to get wrecked in about 2 seconds. He does manage to decrew the AT gun, but he's going to lose his Jaeger lights in return, so there they go. That's an expensive investment. And with his troops already down, oh jeez, and now he's desperately outgunned. Desperately outgunned by this Pershing. And his AT is nowhere near what it needs to be to fight this guy off. So if this Pershing comes in at all, I've actually even seen that many mines going down as well. It might be a better opportunity for these mines to be going down. Just dropping a couple on the main roads. It does look like he's trying to salvage quite a bit of fuel. That's not going to be enough, though, at least not in the immediate short term. Why am I hearing... Oh, that's why. I was just hearing the BAR from the Germans. Are really kind of confused by that one. See right now, of course, this Flak Panzer is bravely trying to fire and takes half damage from one shot. Getting wrecked is going to go down any second now. Rear armor hit. Escape. Survive. Survive. Dip, dodge, duck, dip, dodge, duck. It does not, but unfortunately, this Pershing at the same time is charging forward a little bit too aggressively, as you do see. Rear armor hits like crazy. And if one more Shrek might be enough... A little painful to watch. Oh no, we're going to see this arty barrage come down, but it's going to be just too short, I think. And Dirt is down to just 12 army supply. I'm not entirely sure what he's got left in his mind. Couscous is definitely not played a perfect game, but played a very interesting game. How about that? I am surprised to see that DirtMcGirt is not tapping out just yet. Let me just kind of speed things up a little bit to see if we have more troops coming online here. But it looks like a trip cap's going to come out for Couscous. And with another ammo back on the field, we are going to see a couple of frustration moves coming out from DirtMcGirt, running into these garrisons quite a bit. And like I said, guys, I do have to sped up quite a bit, just to kind of... If this is just going to be a bleed out, it's going to be a bleed out. But I'm not going to make you guys go and have to deal with it. A very interesting preemptive grenade coming out from Couscous on that garrison right there. The Rangers, however, I want to show these guys real quick. They are charging forward with those Thompsons, but they're charging through negative cover, and they're taking fire from every direction. So it looks like it's going to be a squad drop rather quickly right there. And although the rest of his forces are rather vetted, and his Pershing is now completely and totally healed back up, drops like that can't happen if you expect to have a nice long-term effective play. Nevertheless, though, it's still a 2-to-1 cap. It's actually 2-to-0 cap. It's not even a cap yet, just yet for DirtMcGirt. And 227 to 233, Couscous is going to dominate the next couple of minutes, unless he is kind of an idiot and wanders over something else. Because right now, DirtMcGirt's got no Pios. Another garrison goes down, so another location, spawning location for those Jaegers is gone. I would like to see a little bit more aggressive defensive positions. We do have kind of a very interesting kind of layered defense coming out from Couscous's forces. It's actually kind of amusing. I'm reminded very much of like a Russian tank defense during the latter half of the World War II. If you pierced through one section, there'd be another fighting position a couple of 100 meters away, even tens of meters away, ready to carry on the fight. We are going to see that Jagdpanzer coming out for DirtMcGirt. But it's not going to be enough, really, to take on this Pershing, and with only one other squad of really any kind of AT whatsoever, it's going to be very much an uphill battle. Please don't tell me he's not going to be put on... Oh, good. He's on prioritized vehicles. Fantastic. So this one fearless squad of Volksgrenadiers has somehow managed to take 5 stars of veterancy and only 8 kills. I think some of these Jaeger Lights have actually almost as many and have nowhere near the amount of experience. That is not going to be enough, though, to chase off this Pershing. And this Pershing, as you can kind of just see, is just kind of, deftly moving in and out, takes a shot, doesn't really care. Another grenade comes out. We're just seeing destruction of cover all over the place. These guys are just not happy with the way that the world looks. And they're looking to remake it in their image. Finally, we do see Rakettenwerfer come out. And for some reason, we also see a charge forward into the Schwerpanzer headquarters. All that's going to happen instead is just going to see this Major take a ton of firepower. Drops a model, and that's just not what you want to see. But okay, so bleeding out continues to happen, guys. While we are kind of just taking a wee bit of a break from the action, I'd just like to say thank you so much, of course, as always, for all the support that you show this channel. I'm always blown away by the affection that you guys keep doing. Thanks so much. Just keep it coming. Let me know if there's anything you want to see specifically. Like I said in a couple of videos ago, I'm definitely going to be investing in Dawn of War 3 when it comes out, so look for that to drop, and look for a bunch of media coming out from my direction on that as well. I will say I actually finally purchased Arkham Knight. With this new system, I'm actually able to run Arkham Knight smoothly, and I put the first half hour already, and yeah, gorgeous. Love the game. I don't know if you guys want to see any kind of challenges of that or something like that. Let me know. I admit I'm not too plugged into that particular community, but yeah. Oh, wow. But it's been a very, very interesting game, so I also want to tip my hat one more time again to Colossus for his submission, really. I always love seeing stuff in the community, and I'd always be happy to kind of show you guys some more stuff. So if you want something you want to go see, go out to the world, let me know. More than happy to do for you. We are going to see another Flak Panzer coming out, but that's not looking like it's going to be too much. It looks like instead it's going to be just Couscous trading his troops for time. He knows that it's over. He knows that it's over. And short of a massive misplay, which is a possibility, but short of a massive misplay, this game's over. So, lessons to be learned for the next games. Always have some sort of AT on the field. Light vehicles are quite an issue early on, and until you can actually invest in that Panzer Shrek or that bazooka, you want to have some sort of anti-tank component, even if you don't think it's going to be worthwhile. We are going to say also a damaged engine as well as a main gun destroyed, which is kind of rough for DirtMcGirt, kind of rubbing lemon juice and salt into that wound. The Pershing, in the meantime, is going to charge forward, just kind of like, okay, bro, that's cool. It takes a couple shots, Rakettenwerfer and all that. But it does look like it's going to be enough to kind of stave off everything else. I do want to give a bit of a nod to DirtMcGirt's usage of Jaeger Lights to kind of slip in the back. And kind of do these frustration decaps, but I would say at the same time, if you have to know what you're using and then use them a little bit more effectively, a little bit more of like a salutary barrage coming down. Hey, it's been fun. Hey, you've been a great audience, but that might be it.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
And that's going to be close enough to it. So right now, guys, I'm just going to speed through the rest of this, and thank you so much for tuning in. When next we come back, my guess is I do have a couple of games still stored up. They're going to be pre-patched, so please keep an eye out for the patch coming up, too. And keep coming back for more. Happy to give it to you. In the meantime, though, this is Con Ulrich very, very quickly waiting for the end of this particular fight, and I can imagine it's only coming right quick. We do see firepower, unfortunately for some reason, coming against this Rakettenwerfer, and now finally coming against the Short Panzer headquarters.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
And with the Sherman out in the field, that's going to be all she wrote, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in. I said that once, let me say it again. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for the support, and this is Con Ulrich signing off. You all have a great day. And there's the GG from Couscous. Good sportsmanship, which is what I always like to see. DirtMcGirt the same well, back and forth. So thank you guys. I will check you all soon. Take it easy.